Welcome back to the channel and thank you for watching. So many of you have asked me to do a video on this subject, so here it is. But just a quick heads up, Andy Signor has already dropped one video on this subject on Popcorn Planet, and there will be another one very soon featuring me, so make sure you head over to him and check that out. So indeed, Amber is facing allegations of perjury in Australia for something that happened 7 years ago. Why is the big question, and what is the big question for some of you that are not familiar with what's going on? So ultimately the issue is this. In 2015, Amber Heard was charged with 3 offences in Australia. One of them was under section 137 of the Commonwealth Criminal Code 1995, in that she'd produced a document, namely an incoming passenger card to Cara Burgess, an Australian Customs and Border Protection officer, knowing that the document was false, but ultimately saying that this was a mix-up in the paperwork and a minor mistake. In April 2016, she swore an affidavit which, among other things, set out that she believed the documentation into Australia had been provided separately and that it was not necessary to declare the presence at the customs entry. So why is all this coming back to light now? Well, of course, the UK trial between Johnny Depp and News Group Newspapers and Dan Wootton, which concluded in November 2020, included various witness statements, including that of Kevin Murphy. In his statement, Kevin Murphy said that he had told Amber Heard that the paperwork was not in order and she could not take the dogs into the country. And it's the contents of his witness statement that has given fresh light to these original allegations against Amber Heard. Namely, that perhaps she lied in those allegations in the first place. Paragraph 7 of Kevin Murphy's witness statement reads as follows. In October 2015, Ms. Heard was subject to criminal proceedings in Australia for illegally smuggling her and Mr. Depp's dogs into the country. On October 11th and 12th, 2015, she asked me to contact her former assistant, Kate James, and ask Miss James to lie under oath to the Australian court prosecuting Miss Heard. Specifically, Miss Heard wanted Miss James to give a false statement that Miss Heard was unaware that it would be illegal for her to bring the dogs into Australia. Miss Heard was aware that this was illegal because I'd informed her repeatedly by email, telephone and in person. I told Miss Heard that I was uncomfortable with giving a false statement to the court and that I would not ask Miss James to do so. And importantly, at the latter part of paragraph 9 of Kevin Murphy's statement, he says, I understand that Miss Heard later told the court in Australia that I told her it was fine to bring the dogs into Australia. That is false, and I never told her this. So, in other words, Kevin Murphy's witness statement, coming to light in the UK trial, has given a fresh light to the Australian authorities on what happened in 2015 and 2016 in respect of Amber Heard. That is why they are looking afresh at these allegations, because it's essentially a new allegation that she was dishonest when she was talking about her bringing the dogs into the country illegally in the first place. Now, I've read some comments online saying, why not let it go? This was 7 years ago. Now, aside from the fact that it's not out of time or anything like that, it would be a relatively serious offence for a person to be lying to an authority to get out of an allegation, having broken the authority's rules in the first place. One might suggest that it's even more serious if you are found to be lying to cover up something to get yourself out of trouble for breaking the rules in the first place. It's a bit like lying about the reason why you tried to use a false document in the first place. That's essentially what we're talking about here. Those are essentially the allegations against her. Those are the allegations that Australia has confirmed that it's looking into. And of course, no doubt, there will be further developments. But as to a direct answer to the question, why not just let it go? It was 7 years ago. Well, if that was the approach by the authorities, then many more people would feel that they could lie too and get away with it if that is indeed what has happened. And that is not something the authorities are going to let lie. So ultimately, that's the position. So don't forget to check out the Popcorn Planet video coming very shortly featuring me. I will link Andy's channel in the description below for ease of access, so you can go there, bookmark, and make sure you come back for that one. In the meantime, please do like this video and subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you next time.